got a new lens, I got a new lens, I got a new lens. Look at that, look at that. But that's for another video. Anyway, videos. They're boring. I mean, if you make them boring, how can we make them less boring, is what I'm getting at. I mean, after you watch an action movie, you don't go and re-watch all the talking scenes, do you? I mean, who does that? Unless you're, weird. You always go back to the action, where it draws you in, where it engages you, where it piques your interest. And I'm not just talking about adding a bunch of, transitions and text on the screen and punching in and punching out. No, I'm not talking about that at all. We're actually going to look at things that you can do in camera before you get to the editing room. Yeah, that's right, you're gonna have to actually do something to make your video interesting. Looking at you, Greg. You. Stop making boring videos, man. First thing I'm going to tell you to do is to just use different angles. Rather than just sticking to one boring angle, why don't you switch it up? Move the camera around, show a different perspective, whether it's tighter, whether it's wider, whether it's up top, maybe it's down below. Something that draws us in, engages us, keeps us watching to see what's next. Never let them know your next move. Let's just go over a quick example. Say I was doing a what's in my camera bag video, and I open up the bag and I can just show you how I pack stuff in here. I can just show you me putting things in. Boring. Or we could put a camera in the bag, get the POV of the bag and put something on top of the camera. So it looks like you are placing a piece of gear in the bag. And where are you? You are in the bag. If your bag has a top hatch like this one does, open this section where you're going to be putting things in, unzip this section and shoot through this section here. So actually point your camera into this section here and put something in through the loft section this way, so it actually looks like you're getting a different perspective from inside the bag. Maybe in your video you're cooking something, maybe you go into the fridge to take something out of the fridge. Put a camera in the fridge, open the door, and then it shows you opening the door from inside the fridge. When you're putting a disc into the Xbox, track the disc with the camera as it's going into the box. Rather than just having one static shot of me putting a disc in a box, or one static shot of me just opening a fridge. Boring. Get creative, put cameras in different places. Maybe the camera that you have is too big to go in the fridge. Just use your phone. It's an insert shot. Nobody will care. They will care more about the fact that the angle is fresh and new and different than the fact that it was shot on an iPhone or a GoPro or an Osmo. Doesn't matter. You can put your drone in the fridge and just record on that. Option 2 is to overlay footage. Just overlay footage on top of yourself talking, rather than just talking for 10 minutes straight and boring the hell out of everybody on the other end of this lens. Option 3 is to add in comedy skits. Add in skits into your videos will make your video just a lot more interesting. It breaks up that full-on educational, hard-hitting information. I would rather just have a quick second where we can just have a quick laugh and then get back into the educational stuff. It's here, it's finally here, I've got it! Okay, so you know that lens I've been talking to you about this entire time, and it's the best thing since sliced bread, and I absolutely love it. Okay, it's the RF70-200, it's a 2.8, image stabilized. Oh, I had one of these when I very first started, and it was just the best lens ever. I just could not get enough of it, so I finally bought an... Oh, it's gone. Seriously, just look how close I can zoom in. The minimum focus distance on this thing is unbelievable. This is literally just the best lens ever.
Mate, it's just a lens.
Anyway, it's got 3 stabilizing modes. So coming up with a comedy sketch can really take people away from having their minds fried for 10 minutes straight. So if you just insert just 2 minutes, 1 minute, 30 seconds of just a quick skit that just makes people laugh, or even yourself laugh, then that will be just 10 times better. Option 4 is to add in as many examples as you possibly can. If I am showing you a new piece of gear, if I am reviewing a new piece of gear, if I am showing you something, you are going to want to see examples of that thing that I am showing you. You're not going to want to sit there and just take my word for it that this thing is amazing. You want to actually see what I can do with whatever it is. Maybe it's an iPad. You actually want to see what it is that I can do with an iPad that makes it amazing, not just reading the spec sheet. The more examples that you have in a video of something that you're talking about, the better. Just like this video. Option number 5 is to try new locations. Just try different spots. Maybe it's a different room in the house. Maybe it's a completely different house altogether. Maybe it's a plane. Maybe it's a different country. Maybe it's just literally a different backdrop. Because in the current location that you're filming in, you might have filmed 40 videos in that same place and are no longer inspired or motivated in that space. So go out to somewhere else, make a video, refresh yourself, then come back. Try new locations. Swap between different locations during a video to spice things up. All of these things combined just make great videos. They don't just make average videos that will get you nowhere. They make great videos. Why do you come on YouTube and watch any video? It's to be excited, it's to be engaged, it is to want to know and watch more of this person that you are watching. It's not just because you want to hear a spec sheet that you could have read on Apple. Because me just sitting here and saying this lens is a 70-200 and it has an f2.8 aperture and image stabilization. That is boring. I could just show you over the top of that actual footage of the image stabilization working, 2.8 versus f11, 2.8 versus f4, because there's two different versions of these. There is so many different things that you could do to make it more engaging. And there's nothing worse than having a 10-minute video of just nothing, of just pure nothing. Okay, so let me put it this way. Imagine you're in a maths class and the teacher writes on the board a maths problem that's easy and for everybody to do, and then she writes a really hard one on this side, and she says, okay, she'll be happy with you if you complete the easy one, but she'll be extremely impressed if you complete the really hard one. Now, everybody else does the easy one and she's happy with everybody. But you go out of your way and take the extra time to do the hard one and she is extremely impressed. Boom, she goes and gives you a bunch of money. Aren't you going to be glad that you did the hard one? I would be, because I like money. And I'm sure you do too. So I hope you do take on all these tips and options and things like that we've spoke about in this video. Take something on board, make your videos interesting, like, comment, subscribe, do all the stuff you already love to do. I will see you in the next one. Silly.